Hello and welcome to episode 60 of Focus on Gaming podcast. I'm here with
Hello, Tom.
with hello. Hello, Tom.
Hi.
Yeah, and I'm Duncan. This is episode 60 part 2. Well, take 2, isn't it, Tom?
Yeah. What happened, Duncan?
Well, you know, sometimes when using web pages that I do, we change the room name. And Obs didn't know I changed the room name, but somehow it still recorded the video and didn't record the audio.
And whose fault was that, Duncan?
Well, it might have been slightly mine, but you know, I don't know. The wife wasn't in here, and she doesn't listen to the podcast, so I'll blame the wife. No, it was completely my fault. So we had a very good episode, and we're going to try and, well, not repeat it because that would be like reading from a script, but we'll talk about the same things. Unfortunately, Martin was on that first take, and now when we're recording this at an extra night, he couldn't make it. So we will probably have some jokes that land flat because
it almost sounded like you were about to say he'd passed away.
he's passed to the pub. Yeah, but he should hopefully be back on the next episode. And we'll try and bring his opinions of some things that we were talking about. I mean, anyway, so have you played anything since we tried recording the first time?
What have I been playing? Let me have a little think. I have been playing a lot of Tetris.
Yes, because that's what we're talking about in the episode, and hence why we were playing Tetris. Yeah.
So essentially, there is a new edition of Tetris coming out for all systems, and therefore we had the subject of
Tetris Forever collection. It's called.
That's it, Tetris Forever collection, and we'll talk about that a bit more detail later. But we got onto the subject of. I'd found an online version of Tetris that you could play.
It's the official version. It's on Tetris.com.
And let's have a competition. So of course we get very competitive.
Well, I had one go and that was it. I was like, I'm not going to get any better than that. I might get a few hundred or 1,000 better than that.
But me and Martin decided to go at it, and So Martin's not done any work at all in his day job for 3 or 4 days.
Don't tell the place that he works. Yeah, they might be listening. Oh.
Yeah, I meant at home, like with his children.
Yeah. After work, you never get any work done with the children. Yeah,
women always say that's a job, so let's go for it. But yes,
don't forget, I'm mostly a house husband.
You are, yeah.
Not very good at it because I hate cleaning. I suck at it. I never make the bed. Well, no, I do make the bed. I don't change the bed. That's what it is. So until the wife moans at me enough.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry. Yeah. Go on. So you and Martin basically having a competition, and Martin posted on Gaming Dads, which a few got immediately into the 6-figure numbers, but now you've got to. I think we might as well say the score now. It's 125,000, I believe.
Yeah.
So they are. I think it's if you want to have a go, it's tetris.com /play, I think, something like that. Anyway, if you go on the Tetris website, play the version on there, and Tom's current score is 125,000. He'll be posting that on the Facebook group. So, feel free to post your score.
Thanks for bigging me up, Duncan. I mean, I appreciate it.
Well, I'm not. I think my second go, I got 65,000, and it was like level 9 or 10. I can't remember. And I'm like, no, I'm not going to get much better than that. At best, I'd probably get 70,000. So I was like, no, I will concede that I will not beat that. So I'm quite happy with my 65,000 or 68,000, whatever it is.
And then I would assume after that you went back to playing a certain Star Wars game.
I did. I have played a bit more since last episode, where I didn't give it a scathing review. I was a bit disappointed, I think.
Mm.
And I think a lot of the reviews were similar, but since the first review, I have played a lot more, and a lot more has opened up. I'm getting the hang of it, and that is a problem because I shouldn't be trying to get the hang of it to enjoy it. I should have enjoyed it. Now, since we've actually recorded the first take of this, I want to say the creative director has come out and has said he probably agrees with a lot of people who have said that the early game is quite hard.
Mm.
There's some stealth missions where you cannot be seen at all, kind of thing, and they're tough. And so they said they're going to try and balance them a bit. I presume by letting it making it harder for you to be noticed, or it takes longer for you to be noticed. Because basically, if anyone notices you, they come and walk over to where you're standing, and sometimes there's nowhere to go. It's like, oh, what we're meant to do? If they see me again, that mission over, and there's nowhere for me to go, kind of thing. And in some missions, that's fine because they'll see, oh no, it's a firefight now, and I've got to kill everybody, and you're the opinion of the criminal group, the factions, goes down. Okay, not a problem. But these missions, if you get seen, game over, and you have to go back 10 minutes. So they were, and it's. I think it didn't really open up that much because I was on the one planet, and I couldn't go to other planets for probably 20 hours of my gameplay.
That's a long time.
And I'm an explorer, so I will go and hunt down little secrets and little nooks and crannies. But but anyway, since then, the good news is that it has definitely gone to an 8 out of 10 for me. It's a lot more enjoyable. I've got the hang of it. I've got some more abilities. There has been the go to the Mos Eisley cantina and seeing the scorch mark on the wall where Han shot first or second, whatever your opinion is. And there's a few other little tidbits here and there that are quite funny, or you're like, oh, I get that reference. But it is a good game, and it's always looked good. I have had a couple of graphical glitches, but very minor. But mostly it's a very good looking game. My wife watched it for a few minutes and was like, it looks like the movie, doesn't it? I'm like, but this is a game. This isn't. There's nothing photographic there. So, okay, yeah, but it looks like the movie. But that was specifically when I was in Mos Eisley. So, yeah,
it is graphically very pleasing.
Yeah, it's Massive Entertainment who did The Division, and The Division 2 is about 5 years old now, and still looks very good. And this looks even better. So,
I mean, the last one I think I did was what was it called? Fallen Order, was it? I think it was called.
Well, there's Jedi Survivor was the second one.
Yeah, didn't bother with that.
And Fallen Order was the first one.
That's the last one.
Yeah, they're Metroidvanias, really. And so it just annoyed me, the fact that I was like, oh, there's a route over there. I want to go over there. You can obviously go over there.
Yeah.
No, you can't yet because you haven't got that power. Oh, okay.
Yeah. It felt like it was on the rails kind of thing, so you were just following.
Well, it was just it's the same with any Metroidvania where you can see somewhere you've got to go, whether it's 2D or 3D, but you can't because you haven't got a certain power.
Yeah.
Or with the Jedi Fallen Order, it's you'd see somewhere where you want to be, and it'd be quite close. And you wouldn't be able to get to it. You'd have to go on some wild route all around the whole level, the world. Yeah. And then you'd end up at that place, and then you get the power, which would then unlock the very quick route. But then you see another place, which you'd be like, oh, I can't be bothered. I've been on this world a lot. I'll go to another world. But then you'd have to come back to get another power or another thing or another person. And I'm like, I've done this bit. I don't want to do this world again. Yeah, it wasn't really for me. And then sometimes you die and lose 15, 20 minutes worth of fighting or whatever. It wasn't for me. I can see why people would like it if you like that kind of thing.
Perfectly, it was amazing. I think my favorite Star Wars game in the last, 15 years was Force Awakens.
Force Awakens was fantastic.
Yeah. And it was just everything you wanted in a Star Wars game.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's what we need another one of those.
I could pull a battleship down with the Force.
Yeah. We need another one of those, perhaps in VR. That would be
good. Like just sort of literally using the handsets to pull the whole cruiser down.
Yeah, and you feel the rumble in the controls as you do it.
The closest you're going to get is Beat Saber, and maybe mod it to have laser blasts instead of the coloured blocks. And then laser blasts, and you have to choo 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 to the music. And I can imagine the Imperial Marches somewhere on there. So ding, ding.
Did we have that on the GameCube? Was it the GameCube version of Star Wars? Rogue Squadron. There was on the third one they had the Imperial March.
There's lots of. I mean, the Imperial March is on lots of the games.
Yeah.
Well, there was a game where there was stormtroopers dancing, wasn't there?
Yeah, I'm sure it was that one. I may be wrong.
It might be, yeah.
They were good games as well. Good games. So
there has been a lot of good Star Wars games, from Knights of the Old Republic to the Dark Forces, the Jedi Knight, and all that kind of thing.
I think they're missing a trick with nowadays. They seem to be very much about graphics and story, when actually all we want to do is use the Force, get out a lightsaber, and fly some spaceships. So they just made it like that.
I mean, there was Rebel Squadron recently, which was your flying game. It didn't gel with me. I do like sort of space flying shooter games, but it didn't really hit me.
I think I'd want Force Awakens with the ability to jump into any ship that I find, fuck off to another planet, and then have another battle, be a little bit stealthy, pull some ships down from the sky, all that kind of thing.
So basically, you want to get a 360 and then an Xbox Series X next to it, and then just load up the Force Awakens, turn that off, load up Star Wars Outlaws, then swap over to No Man's Sky so you can fly to a different planet, then turn that off, and then go back to the Force Awakens.
Absolutely.
And
I don't want much.
If you got those three games, you'll be sorted.
Well, that's it. We've had some news, actually. So our delay in recording the podcast again actually it's benefited us in a very small way. So Sony PlayStation has announced a technical presentation for tomorrow, which is September the 10th.
Yes, we're recording this on the 9th of September.
Yeah, so tomorrow, so British Standard Time will be 4 p.m. You can go to youtube.com/PlayStation, and we should have the announcement of the PS5 Pro, not the PlayStation 5 Pro, PS5 Pro. So we're going to hopefully get some announcements. Followed by that, we'll have the next State of Play stream as well. So we're going to have some really interesting things being announced. Mark Kearney, who is the lead architect of the PlayStation 5, is going to be the one presenting the technical presentation. And I guess on Thursday's podcast, we'll talk. Ready for next week's release, we'll talk about what's coming up with hopefully the PlayStation 5 Pro and the State of Play.
Well, yes, because we were talking on the previous take. They released the artwork for the PlayStation 30th anniversary, and on there was shadow versions of the consoles, And there was one that was surprisingly similar, but equally different to the PlayStation 5. And it's basically the PS5 with 3 stripes instead of 1 stripe down the middle.
Yeah.
And so everyone was like, whoopsie daisy, Sony. Or it was very subtle hint, a bit like was it Phil Spencer having the Series S on his shelf for 6 months.
Yeah. It's interesting. I mean, I feel like consoles are going away with mobile phones. You've got the Pro, the XL, the whatever, and now you've got the same with
I think the PlayStation 5 was already XL, wasn't it?
yeah, massively, yeah. But
I've got to say though, I mean, even if I was a PlayStation 5 owner and mine died, I think the rumored cost is anything from $600 to $700, so it would probably be the same in pounds. No. If I could get a PlayStation 5 for, I mean, the thing is also I've got a crappy 4K TV, and so I'm not going to get any benefits to HDR or ray tracing ain't going to look any better. I can't go above 60 frames per second on my TV, and so it's not something that I would even consider.
I guess this is a shout out to Sony. We all need some decent TVs to go with our PlayStations and Xboxes, sort it out. But in addition to that, rumors are that since the PlayStation Portal was released, which is the handheld tablet with the game
streaming, game streaming tablet.
So they are apparently considering doing another PlayStation handheld, so a bit like the PSP, which we spoke about
we spoke about a couple of episodes ago.
So rumors are that was to test the waters for a new handheld device, and it's been really successful. People love it. So hopefully in the coming 18 months, we're going to see a PlayStation portable handheld.
Yeah, I think if it can natively play PlayStation 4 and at the very least stream PlayStation 5, but maybe even have a sort of an Series S style, just lower, slightly lower quality. But I mean, it would have to play PlayStation 4. Yeah. But so what Sony do is, and they do very well, is they do the higher quality things. So it'll be, yes, it might be the same specs as something like the ROG Ally, but it will be a good quality handheld. It will have a good screen. But it will be £700 instead of the ROG Ally's, I think 600. I think is the RRP. Yeah. I think you've been able to get it quite cheaper, but so I think a handheld would be good. And if there is an Xbox and a PlayStation 1, obviously I do have a lot of Xbox games, so I probably would lean to Xbox. But I don't know.
What do you reckon the price, the right price point would be for Xbox and a PlayStation handheld?
If they natively install the current generation, I think they could charge up to 600.
Okay.
I think maybe a bit more, but you're pushing it. I think the PSVR 2 shows that £600 is a lot of money for essentially a peripheral.
So let's say they allow you.
I mean, if they came out with a £300 thing and said, "Oh, look, you can natively install Xbox One or PS4," fantastic. And then you could stream the rest. I'd jump on that, no problem.
Yeah. So if you could have PlayStation Plus games which you could download to the device or stream, both options. PlayStation 4 streaming only, and PlayStation 5 streaming from the machine to the device.
See, streaming from the device is the kicker, because that means you've got to have a PS. The good thing about the Steam Deck is that you don't have to have a PC. You can have a PC and stream things looking absolutely fantastic. You can have ray tracing on ultra. If you've got a high-end PC, you can have high-end graphics streaming. But yeah, if it's streaming from a console, that means you've got to play the current gen on that handheld. You've got to spend £1,000.
Yeah,
and so that I would say no. If
I
it's
think
streaming from a console only.
$399 for me is the limit.
Ooh, see, yeah, I think
you could get
below that, yeah.
Yeah, I think you could get for that price. You're competing with the Steam Deck.
Yeah,
the ROG Ally is very, very much for Windows fans. And I played it. I don't like it.
There's such a thing as a Windows fan.
Not many of them. That's why it's so hemmed in. But I played it. Don't get me wrong; it feels much nicer than the Steam Deck. It's easier to handle, but the Steam Deck just has something about it that works.
Oh yeah, I mean the operating system of, or the graphical interface of, and the ease of use is Steam Deck is way ahead of the ROG Ally.
Oh, massively.
But the compatibility of Windows is what that and the Legion Go has going for it. Yeah. And unfortunately, they have their own software on the top of it that helps, but they are not software companies.
No. And it doesn't work as well as advertised, in my personal experience. But as a device to hold, and the RGB lighting, which I'm not a fan of, but it works as the software.
Yeah, I mean the ROG Ally has, and there's the ROG Ally X coming out very soon. It is probably, in terms of base hardware, is the best handheld out there.
Yeah,
and the Legion Go equally has got similar specs, but equally is bigger and uses up the battery quicker.
Yeah,
or bigger screen. But yeah, the ROG Ally is, and it is all about the interface. And there's so many people out there that have gone from 1 2 up to the ROG and then gone, although I love the fact that I can play Call of Duty on it and I can play things at higher resolution and I can play things. So many people have gone, but I love the fact that I can just go install, play, done.
Yeah.
And it works, and it works really well.
And I think that the Steam Deck itself is too long, too wide. And the screen,
too much girth.
But the ROG Ally works in its size, and it's thinner and it's lighter. But again,
not much.
But you've got this. The ROG Ally works, and I think the problem they're going to have is they're about to release the X version, and then just after that, you're potentially going to have the Microsoft device. You're going to have potentially a PlayStation device and a Steam Deck 2, all coming in within the next 3 years.
Also, the Legion Go has been withdrawn from sale in about half of the markets it's already in. Literally the last day or two. And so apparently there's IFA, a conference, kind of thing happening, tech conference. And they reckon that a new version of that's going to be, because literally if you try and buy a Legion Go from Legion now, then you'll get this isn't available for sale. And you can't buy one, apparently. So there are new higher spec versions, because at the end of the day, the Steam Deck is old hardware now. It's still very capable hardware, but it's old hardware. There's a massive push now for low power usage, all-in-one system, like chips and all this kind of thing, chipsets, and I'm very excited for what is coming.
I think so. Yeah. I mean, it's so difficult because if the Xbox device gets that release with Game Pass compatibility out of the box, it's a winner straight off. It's a winner. I mean,
if Xbox has that release, I think I'll have a release.
No, that's it. Remind me not to invite you around on that day. But I just don't see.
I've got to convince the wife to get one first, though.
If the price, but but you won't be using the TV, so that's a bonus. But the I think if the price is right, and they have to compete with the Steam Deck, so we know the price is going to be comparable to the Steam Deck QLED. So, sorry, OLED. So we know that the price point is going to be around that point. That's inevitable. It's whether they can pull off the tech and make it work, and I see no reason why they can't. But then also, PlayStation looming in the background.
We've got to look at it in the fact that they talk to things like AMD and Intel and Nvidia are falling over each other, whether it's Sony, whether it's ROG, Asus, whatever, whoever it is, that those manufacturers or those chip designers are falling over each other to show off their new tech, and they're showing off to Phil Spencer. Phil Spencer is seeing what processors and GPUs and stuff and APUs will be doing in 3 years' time, and that's what he's probably got on his desk right now with AMD going, look at this, and he's like, wow, blimey, can we get this out? And they're like, in about 2 years' time, give or take.
It proves how,
and they have to design something on, and then they get it, and then so they know what we don't. Basically,
and it proves. I mean, I'm holding a PSP now, one of the originals, and I think it proves just how far ahead of its time the PSP and the PSP Vita were, and potentially now Sony is one step ahead of everyone else because they have the tech there, they have the ability to bring back that technology, but within a modern format and with the right price point. Hit the market running, and obviously you got the Switch 2 coming up as well, which we know the Switch 2 is not going to be AAA titles like the Xbox or the PlayStation handheld,
but at the same time it's going to be a massive jump. I mean, it's a mobile processor, whereas back when that came out, mobile processors were for mobiles, and that's why the I think it's the Tegra X1 chip was a big one, because I think that's what one of the NVIDIA Shields used and a few tablets used, because it was this groundbreaking thing, but it was the only one kind of thing. There were others, but not. It wasn't really a big thing having low power. They were just going for raw power, and you had mobile chips, but even those, can you think of laptops from 10 years ago? Laptops 10 years ago, you had to plug them in every 20 minutes because
they ran hot as well.
Yeah.
I mean, the chipset in the old PSP Vita and things like that, they were phenomenal. I mean, you'd get like
my Vita now. I can plug it in, charge it, and then a week later I'll be like, oh, I should probably charge this after playing it, for half an hour before bed, kind of thing. Most nights, and I'll be like, oh. No, it's still got half of its battery, kind of thing. So pretty good. So handhelds, I think I'm very much looking forward to see what handhelds are coming out, because
this space.
I play my Steam Deck a lot, and I love the fact that I can just play it anytime, anywhere, and I can even take it on holiday, kind of thing.
That's it. So well, watch this space, and obviously we will.
PS5 Pro tomorrow. We'll talk about that hopefully this week, or
next week. It won't come out till next Monday.
Oh yes,
we will definitely be the first to review,
and hopefully
look at everything that comes out on our weekly episode. So it's exciting times, really, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, I mean, with PlayStation haven't had it all good last week though. They had Concord was a bit of a disaster, and it came out, and I think 4 days after it came out, they shut it down, or they are shutting it down. The sales were just abysmal, and somebody I saw put probably the fairest view, because obviously a lot of people will be, oh, it's trash, or people will be like, oh, it's amazing, I don't know why people aren't buying it. Said it's a lifeless $40 Overwatch. And Overwatch is free.
Yeah.
So even if you're thinking, oh, yeah, this could be better, Overwatch is free.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
I think that they have shut it down. They haven't gone, this is gone forever. I think what they basically said, we've paused it kind of thing, because I think that they've gone, yeah, let's just do this free to play. They have dealt with it very well. They've said everybody will get a full refund. Even CD keys have said contact them and you will get a full refund, because we're getting a full refund. That's another reason why you don't buy from the marketplace sellers.
I think there's definitely something to be said there. Like, if they're going to start releasing games that are free to play, then do they start maybe adding a subscription, like, so that they make their money through the subscription? Or
that's basically your battle pass, isn't it? Really?
Yeah.
Your battle pass is your. Well, you don't want to buy a particular skin, okay, and you don't want to spend £6 or $6 on a skin. How's about spending $7? And if you play, you might get 4 skins or and some premium. I think Fall Guys did it best, where if you buy the battle pass or enough coins for their pass once, I think it might change now. So ever since I used to do it with my son, but you bought enough premium currency once, and if you played a lot, you earned enough currency that you never had to pay again.
Yeah,
and you got all these skins and everything for free.
It's a bit like Fortnite, isn't it? I mean, you got the battle pass on Fortnite.
Does Fortnite do the same?
They do, yeah.
Not really.
I think it's $9.99 for the battle pass that lasts one season, and the more you work through the game, the more things you earn from the battle pass. It's pretty
but do they do it where you can get premium currency and then use that premium currency to buy the battle pass?
Yes, yeah. So I can't quite remember how it works, but essentially, yes, you do. But you never quite get enough to make it unless you're completing all the special missions and the other things. But I should get my son on here one day, because he knows the ins and outs of the duck pass when it comes to Fortnite. But I mean, there are some fantastic skins on Fortnite. You've had like all the Captain America. You've had Turtles.
I think it's become so big now that they've had so many crossovers.
Yeah, apparently the Disney characters are coming soon as well.
So they've already had Marvel, haven't they? So I think they've had like Iron Man and whatnot. I've probably played Fortnite in any shape or form for probably less than 2 hours in total.
It's absolutely great fun to play, especially if you're playing with your kids or some friends. But
I'd play the zero build. The zero build I'd play, but I remember what turned me off was being in a game and there's kids, I think, naturally, I can hear. And I've got them in my sights. I start shooting them, and then they just build. They just build in front of you. It's like, ugh.
We normally play ranked and then zero build, and that works for me. I have not got enough fingers to be building and shooting at the same time, so that's not happening. So
no, I haven't got the inclination to be building and shooting at the same time. So hence why the zero build is fine for me. Look, there's a person, I want to shoot them.
Yeah,
I'm more of a if I am playing multiplayer nowadays, I'm more of a PUBG person, because you can as long as you've got a high res, like 4K or whatever, you can see people in the distance. You can snipe. You can get up close and personal. You can even get in a vehicle and run people over and whatnot. So it's good fun if you don't want as fast action as Fortnite. I highly recommend PUBG.
I used to be into Call of Duty Mobile, which was ironically the first Call of Duty I could ever play, because it didn't have I could do it with touchscreen. But I used to play that a lot. I had quite a high ranking. But recently, if I'm honest, it got a bit boring. So I'm just like,
I just remember playing that, and it was another game similar to. I did PUBG, same on PUBG Mobile. PUBG Mobile. It probably was because it was a bot game or something like that. I'm pretty sure there was some players on there, like human players, but on COD Mobile, I just literally equipped knife and just ran around stabbing people. Stab. Won by getting 30 kills compared to everybody else's about 3. And then uninstalled it. Never played it again.
That was that.
And I did the same with PUBG. I won, got a chicken dinner, and so if you look at my stats on PUBG Mobile, they are 100% wins. Mostly because I played it once, and it was all right. Yeah, it was the full game pretty much, but
yeah.
I quite like the touch controls with slower paced games.
Yeah,
Faster paced games can sometimes be difficult, but equally they're more precise if you're running around. That's why I like the stabbing, because it stabbed people automatically.
Yeah.
So you just run around, run up to people, and thunk, dead, thunk, dead, thunk, dead.
Doink, doink. Hey. I like the touchscreen because it means I haven't got to find 8 different buttons just to shoot someone and aim and things like that. So it works for me. It's nice to be able to play some of the games that have been a bit out of reach for me with disability and stuff like that. Funny enough, as you were talking about that, you just reminded me, because I've been watching the Lord of the Rings on Prime, the new second series.
Second series.
Yeah. Such
Rings of Power.
That's it, Rings of Power. Such a great second season. And you reminded me of Lord of the Rings Online, the game. And do you know it's still running after all these years? I can't believe that.
Is that on PC?
That is, yeah. But yeah, it's still going.
Is it free to play?
It is. It never used to be, but it is now. So
yeah. It says play free. I think it's got paid DLC, like expansions.
Yeah. I think the most recent one though they've made.
Veil of the Nine is now available.
Yeah. But yeah, I was quite impressed that they're still doing that. So I may partake at some stage. So you used to have Star Wars Online as well, didn't you? That's no longer working on the official service.
That one. Yeah, that was another one that they completely revamped. Like they went, right, this isn't working, and completely changed the game. And it was a lot better received. I think it just never quite got as big as they would wanted.
I had a friend of mine that was completely engrossed in that game, and he created a manual. It was amazing. It was this big manual of all the characters, and I think they even sent him some official stuff for the game. This is from the developers, and he was utterly engrossed for years. And this folder he's still got. It's amazing.
I've never got MMOs. That I'm really a lone player, so I go on these MMOs and I play them till they get to that wall where you must go into a group and whatnot. And quite often you'll get people going, "Oh, join us, we'll help you around," kind of thing. And I'm like, "No, I don't like you. Go away." And just never play. Neverwinter, that was one that I got played. I played for probably 10, 15 hours. And then I got to the point where it's like, you've got to do this many dungeons or whatever it is. No, not interested really.
Yeah.
And just stopped doing it. I'm a bit of a sort of lone, selfish person, really. Oh God, I much prefer a story-based game that get together and. I mean, Helldivers slightly interested me, but again, it's finding the time to play with people regularly, and can't be bothered.
Yeah, you never come out to play anymore, Duncan. What's going on? Since you hit 40, you've just stopped.
I have. It was I hit 40 and had a child, so
Yeah.
that was the big one.
That was chestnut.
Stop drinking as well. God, blimey, he says,
Wow.
drinking a beer. Stop drinking as much.
Yeah, that's it.
So anyway,
let's talk Tetris.
Well, hang on.
Oh.
There's another Sony one,
Well,
Astrobot.
yes,
Astrobot has come out with phenomenal reviews, absolutely phenomenal, mostly.
It is great,
and it's a game that I'm looking at and going, I wish I had a PS5. It's rare for me because God of War, I'm like, yeah, I own it on PC. Hasn't really grabbed me at all. Last of Us, the first one. I still haven't played the second one, so maybe that. Like part 2. But yeah, since then, nothing exclusive has grabbed me. Except for this. Yeah, this is the first one in at least a couple of years. So yeah, it's more of the same apparently, but bigger, better, cute. It's a history, a nod to the PlayStation history, and
it is so much fun. It really is. I mean, I played it on the VR version.
We're talking the original, the one that comes with
PlayStation VR. Yeah. But it was which was an intro to the VR. But this new game is just so nice. It really is.
I mean, it's come out with the new controller as well, apparently, and a few friends of mine have got, and looks quite cute. So if you've got PS5, go out and get it. It's fantastic, fantastic, platformer, and shows off your not DualSense. That's the expensive one. No, it is Dual. Whatever it is, the PlayStation 5 controller.
DualSense.
It is DualSense. So what's the expensive one called?
The Plus? I haven't got a clue. It's called the DualSense Pro XL.
The DualSense, it's the DualSense. What is the DualSense? Not Astrobot DualSense.
It's just a Pro controller, isn't it?
I don't know. What's the expensive DualSense controller? No, you can't talk it.
Well, why Duncan's researching this, some other news came out this week, is that the PlayStation 5 is going to get...
DualSense Edge.
There you go. The PS5 is going to get its own native Minecraft release. So they're currently working on it, and there's no exact date for when it's going to come out, but they are working on a native release for the PlayStation 5. And
they're making it a more regular releases rather than the annual summer release.
Yes. Yeah.
So it's quite good. It means you'll get little bug fixes, and you'll get maybe one little thing added rather than this whole new massive update where everything changes, kind of thing.
No one can ever play together because everyone's on different versions. That's irritating. Mojang or Microsoft, whoever it is now, sort that crap out. Also, we've got the Minecraft movie trailer just came out with Jack Black and Jason Momoa.
And I think it looks interesting, and I think was it Kotaku or somebody said said it best. They just said the Minecraft movie probably isn't for you, and they didn't mean it as in it's a load of rubbish. They meant as in, oh god, so many on the Gaming Dads group. We've got loads of people as well moaning, "Oh, this looks crap. Oh, look at it. Oh, Jack Black is another flop." So no. My 6-year-old almost wet himself when he saw this.
Yeah.
And I can imagine there's plenty of under 10-year-olds who are currently absolutely wishing for it to be April next year. It is not meant to be an adult film. Despicable Me 4 that I went to see at the cinema recently.
I will be going to see it, and I'm pretty sure we're all going to enjoy it.
Yeah. It might be, don't get me wrong, it might be another Borderlands, which I haven't watched yet, but I think is universally being panned. It is available to watch now. So I will get round to it at some point. Yeah, I think I'm going to. I'm worried that I am going to completely agree because I think generally I haven't seen a positive review for it.
My son enjoyed it. My son did enjoy it, but I have not seen it, and I have no intention of seeing it.
But it looks like the kind of film that, yeah, your 10-year-olds, your 12-year-olds, your 15-year-olds might enjoy it, but then the little kids can't really watch it, and the big kids are like, "This is terrible." So yeah, I'm not looking forward to not enjoying it.
The Sega Dreamcast is getting a 25th anniversary box set, which includes trading cards, a VMU keyboard, not keyboard, what am I talking about? A keyring, sorry.
Yeah, I saw there was a new VMU or something recently.
Yeah,
somebody had created one.
That's it. Yeah, there is a
VM2, VMU VM2 coming soon.
Yeah,
Dream
so
mods.
25 years though since the Dreamcast. I mean, how quick has that gone?
Oh, blimey!
Yeah.
I owned one. It was brilliant. I absolutely loved it.
I still own one.
Playing Choo Choo Rocket, Shenmue. What else was there? Crazy Taxi.
Oh, Jet Set Radio.
Jet Set Radio, yeah. Sonic Adventure. Oh, so yeah. Apparently, the VM2 is coming soon. It's got higher res LCD, backlit screen, 4 times the VMU memory, 50 minigame storages, high capacity internal battery, USB charging, USB PC connectivity, and PC memory management. So
I think I might. I do quite fancy the Dreamcast T-shirt they're releasing. On the arm it says, "I'm thinking like it's 99.99," which was the year it was released. But yeah, I quite fancy that. Or not the hoodie because it will look like I got it from Primark, but definitely the T-shirt. I think that's quite cool. So
yeah, you know, it'll probably end up in Primark.
Well, yeah, but there we are. So, shall we move on to a bit of Tetris?
Oh, I'm sure we can do it. We teased it at the beginning of the episode. We did have some other stuff in the episode about the fact that Quidditch Champions is out and nobody's really noticed.
No,
so there you go, and nobody cares. And that was basically what we said, wasn't it? Nobody cares. Yeah, Black Myth Wukong is not exclusive on PS because of Xbox limitations, it's probably because of exclusive contract. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, Tetris Forever. So Tetris, well, I think it's I'm sure this sounds familiar, but we all love Tetris, really, isn't it? It's one of those pure classic games that is so simple and so addictive. It's the old high score style games that everybody loves.
Oh, it's just fantastic, wasn't it? Let's face it.
And then we proved it by you two flipping playing Tetris while we were still recording. Because it's another thing that happened, obviously, because we're re-recording, is the fact that these two, they went, "Oh yeah, I was probably quiet at the end." And I went, "Why?" They were like, "Because I was playing Tetris."
Needs must.
Yeah, but no, it's fine. We still got the episode done, and it was pretty pointless anyway because it wasn't recording.
I know.
I mean, me and you both owned Game Boy when they came out. Yes,
we did.
Yeah,
1989, I believe.
My mum. I'll do that story again. My mum found it. She didn't game at all, really, and she found out that she loved Tetris, and so then whenever I did anything wrong, my Game Boy would be confiscated. And then there was the one night where I'm sitting in bed and my bedroom's next to my mum and dad's, and I hear bling, bing, 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 bing. How do I turn it down? And I was like, You. So yeah, eventually my dad did buy her an LCD sort of knockoff thing, and she played that.
And Duncan was never told off again.
yeah, never got my Game Boy confiscated again, which was quite good.
Have you still got your original Game Boy?
No.
Do you know?
I currently own. My hardware that I own is pretty simple. I own a 2DS, which is sort of mine, sort of not mine. But I hacked it and everything. I own a Vita. I own a Series X, a Wii, and a Steam Deck.
Wow. I'm not going to go into the list of machines that I own.
Yeah, I can do it because
like gaming porn, and that's a different show. But Tetris Forever includes 15 playable classic games from the series, including the 1988 Famicom version of Tetris, the original, the one that's used in all the World Championships, Super Bomb Bliss, Super Tetris 2, Super Tetris 3, Tetris Battle Gaiden. I believe the Game Boy version is on there. Tetris Time Warp, which is a new version of the game, to name but a few. So if you are a Tetris fan,
is there any point in any version other than a one-player version and a multiplayer version?
I think it's no. I don't think there is, but the NES version is fantastic. The Game Boy version, everyone loves it. My personal favorites are the Game Boy and the CDI version. So the Philips CDI version, you can imagine, like, for those of you who remember the CDI, it was about £700-800 when it first came out, and it played CDs. And the game for Tetris had digitized moving backgrounds like waterfalls and rivers and things like that. I can just imagine this 1980s Zentris, this fat cat in a suit sitting there after a hard day with a cigar, playing a bit of the CDI Tetris just to relax while his missus rubs his feet, and he snorts cocaine. I
just got Christian Bale from American Psycho in my head.
Yeah, or Wall Street, like Michael Douglas.
Yeah, but Charlie Sheen kind of thing.
Yeah, so that's my favorite version, along with the Game Boy. But I mean, there are so many great versions. They really are.
So how did the CDI one play very well? It didn't have any pausing or
no, actually, it plays fantastic because the device could only handle. So if you clicked a button and tried to move at the same time, on most games, it couldn't cope with that much movement. It actually used a really old Motorola chip in the CDI, and I think it was undercooked as well, because originally the CDI was released for education titles only, and then they realized that gaming was the way forward. But with the Tetris version, it just works because you're just pressing one button to change the shape, and then you're moving it around with the joystick. So it just works, and it works just as good with the gaming controllers as it does with the TV remote, which was the size of a hockey puck. It's just this huge freaking hockey stick. It's just massive, this thing, but it just works. And yeah, I think the digitized backgrounds, the music's really melodic and calming, and I just love it.
But you say about the music, how much do you think the notorious Russian music contributed to its success? Because let's face it, in the late 80s, in the 90s, when you were at school or with friends or whatever, if you went ding 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 ding, ding, and even now people go, "Oh, Tetris," and it got it into the brains of everybody in the world, I think, who had access to any kind of digital media. I think that probably helped a lot.
It did, and I think if you had your 2-player cable and you could play 2-player with your mate, that was fun.
Yeah. I mean, the whole high score thing was how gaming in the 80s worked. Whether it was Daley Thompson's decathlon, and you had to get, I mean, I remember things like the high jump and whatnot. Me and my family, it would be centimeter. You know, you'd get 1 centimeter higher, and you'd have to get it perfect.
Yeah.
And then, but then somebody else would get it perfect. And then the javelin, it would be like, oh, I've got 99 meters. Oh, I've got 107. I've got 100. But then it would be, I've got 110. I've got 111. I've got 112.1.
I used to do it on international track and field on the PlayStation. And my friend could always tap the buttons quicker than I could, which then became a bit of a laughing joke that he clearly got too much exercise with that hand. But yeah.
Oh, yes. I mean, I remember I used to be very good at like tapping very fast with the one finger. And I remember when I used to go to a leisure centre in my hometown, and there was a couple of arcade machines. So all the people that used to go to the running group I went to they'd put 10 pence in, and there was one of the kids was really good at dodging out the way of all the bullets, but he wasn't very fast at shooting. So he just used to do the stick, and I'd just sit there, just constantly, kind of thing. And so I'm quite fast. I'm not world class fast, but I'm quite good at the. But that's only doing one. It's the whole. I end up doing it really fast, but tapping at the same time.
Yeah.
And that it would things like Daley Thompson's track and field and that they'd go, I don't know what you're doing because you're doing it at the same time. So it doesn't really work. So I only used to be able to do really well on shooting games.
That would have worked really well on Astrobot. So.
But Tetris, as we found out by playing it on the thing, nowadays I can't. My brain is fried, and I can't keep up with it.
But it's just addictive. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. You try to get that even just a couple of extra points.
Yeah.
When you're talking 6-digit scores.
Yeah.
It's like, but I've got 125,692. I could get 125,700. Oh.
Yeah. I mean, that thing was boxed in with the original Game Boy release. And later on, they did the Tetris 2 and original Tetris as a box in as well for the Game Boy original. And I think if it wasn't for that game, aside from Super Mario Land, which nostalgia-wise, Super Mario Land is a fantastic game. As a Mario game, it's not a great game. I love it personally, but I don't think if they put that in with the machine, it would have sold as much as it did with Tetris, because
Tetris, it was a bit like Wii Sports.
Yeah,
it got all the mums, it got all the nans. I can play it. It was simple. You could give it to your 4-year-old and they could play it. Equally, you could give it to your 72-year-old and they'd be able to play it.
Yeah. And did you notice no one turned into a knob playing Tetris like they do playing the shit they play now? So.
Well, we'll see whether that's true when Martin beats your score.
I did quit the other day, and I think I put on the WhatsApp group, I quit, and then I had to define what I meant by quit. I was quitting playing Tetris, not the podcast. So
yeah. Well, and exactly, and you quit, and you still came back, and you beat it.
I will.
So 125,000 is the score to beat. So I think 126 or more. Let us know if you've got it with photographic proof, obviously, because otherwise
screenshots all the way. So.
Yeah, I mean, I could do a nice little screenshot. I think of a fake one to make it look like I'm beating you, but no. I'll be straight. I'll be straight on that.
Yeah,
just a bit of Photoshop. Maybe I'll put that up on the Facebook group.
Actually, someone on one of the forums you posted that on. I'm not going to name the forum, but I did wonder if the certain score that was posted was faked.
Ooh, nah. No, I don't think they're that bothered.
Who knows? So, but yeah, fantastic game. It's coming out. I don't know if it's already out or it's coming out soon, but check it out and post your scores.
Just have a little search. see if anybody else has actually posted something in that group.
Mm.
There's only 12 comments. Somebody's 80,000, 81,000, 103,000 was still the top one, I think. 103. Yeah, 103,000.
Wow.
And that was by a guy called Andy. So, yeah, so you beat him. So you must get back on there. And
I'm the only one that really cares that much because I don't like losing my mega competitor.
Maybe I should. But if I post it, people think it was me. So, yeah.
Well, that's it. Yeah, I'll put it on there at some stage.
So,
yeah.
do you think you'll get the Tetris Forever?
No.
No.
Mainly because my Nintendo Switch is broken. I'm waiting for the Switch 2 to come out next year. And then I will look to get a Switch 2. Which
Tetris Effect was the one of the most recent ones, and that was such a beautiful game. I played it on Xbox and I played it on PSVR, and it was so. And again, it's like your CDI one. It was so relaxing, although it had all sort of chilled techno kind of music, but it sort of chilled out.
Reminded me a bit of Rez.
Yeah, a bit like that kind of thing. And it had really beautiful effects, I suppose.
Yeah.
And it was almost like wireframe graphics, particle graphics.
It was just almost like a meditation.
And it was one of those ones where before you knew it, you were like, oh yeah. Oh, hang on. I've been playing for an hour.
Interesting. I did actually pick up the Quest 3 the other night, and I tried out the new Netflix on the Quest 3.
Yeah.
Now, Netflix.
Much better.
Netflix no longer has an app for.
Well, because the app was about 10 years old, wasn't it?
Yeah, and it was you were basically in a living room and you could watch it on a tiny screen.
Wasn't it restricted to the screen was about 480p or something? Wasn't it?
It was terrible. So the new one, you essentially sit in this semi-dark lounge. You can kind of make out plants and things around you, and you just have this big screen. You can choose 3D. You can choose like different viewing angles, and the size of the screen can go mahoosive or not. And it's just a really great experience. The only thing missing is they don't have a function to do a lay down mode. So if you're laying on the couch, you've got to kind of arch your head to watch it because you can't move the screen around. That's the only downside. Okay. So, but yeah, really good. So,
well, speaking of the Quest, actually, the Quest 3 has actually been accidentally announced or revealed. Sorry, it hasn't been announced in their PC app. That details about the 3S, including an image.
Oh.
So it's been photographed before. It looks nothing like the 3. The 3 has the 3 I want to say windows on the front. Yeah. This has two bunches of 3 like mobile cameras, like you see on the back of an iPhone kind of thing. In a triangle, 3 cameras in a triangle, quite a flat front, and apparently it's got the same processor, but the lenses and such like are similar to the Quest 2.
It's pretty ugly, though, isn't it?
Well, it's more angled, and it is going to be the 3S is going to be the cheaper one. Now, the rumors are between $300 and $400. So probably between $300. If it was $300 or £300, I think I'll get one. I think I will.
I heard, and I may be wrong on this. I heard that the 3S may well be shelved.
No, it suggests it's literally the last few days, and it was on the PC. There's a PC update or something like that, and in the I'm just having a look. Oh yeah, somebody's put. I can buy third-party accessories for Quest 3S. I'm guessing it's coming out. But yeah, so
interesting. Well, bring it on. I mean, I'm looking forward to where we're going to be the next generation of Quest product, because I think the leap is going to be massive. I don't think we're going to see another PlayStation VR. So I think this is.
yeah, I think they're if VR2, even if they came out with a PS6 tomorrow, I think they'd link the PS6 to the PSVR2.
Yeah, I agree.
Um,
I think
and,
it's also underclocked from what I hear, so it's not fully using everything it's got available under the hood. So yeah, it would make sense.
So the 3S has been rumored to be $300, but then also rumored to be $400. So if it's $300, I think it could be a game changer, because most people will look at that and go, "Hell yeah, I'll get a full VR thing that I can play Hitman 3 VR."
When is the Meta Connect event anyway?
That is in September sometime.
Okay.
I don't.
Apparently, Meta are going to show off their smart glasses as well. The hollow, what is it? The holographic lens. So fingers crossed.
Well, Meta Connect 24 is September the 25th to the 26th. And that is going. Is that the UK? No.
Is it in the UK?
No, I don't think so.
Oh.
No. I don't know. It's all right. No, it just came up with on a UK version of Meta site. That's all. And
let's have a little look, because if it is, we'll go. You know.
No, I very much doubt it is.
So it is in. Doesn't say.
Where is Meta Connect 24? Menlo Park, California.
Not going. But I will be watching. I will be watching. So I think I'm going to register my interest now for that event. And let's have some more product announcements.
I think a Quest 3 with the same chipset, that's the most important thing, with the same chipset at $300, which will probably be £300. Thing is, I mean, technically $300 is about £250. So if it could be £250, wow, yes, definitely.
Yeah.
Although again, have to get the wife to agree.
I'm only interested in their holographic shades with the Neuralink wristband. That's the next product of theirs I'm really, really intrigued about.
Is it? Well, like a augmented reality kind of thing.
Yeah. I'm really excited for that jump in tech. And I'm intrigued to see where Apple go with the Vision Pro, because it's been an expected failure. They knew it was going to be a failure to a certain extent. It was a market research product.
Yeah, it was $3,500. They couldn't have possibly thought that was going to be massively popular. Yeah. Although, lots of people have still bought it for $3,500, £3,500 or whatever. They're going to have made some money back, and they're going to be happy with their beta, their VR beta. Sorry, it's not VR, is it? It's what do they call it? Mixed computing.
Oh, mixed reality.
Mixed reality computing or something like that. I don't know, whatever they call it is VR. But it does have a lot of mixed reality things. So, yeah. But then so does Quest 3, and that's a VR headset. Anyway, so I think it could, if it's cheap, it could be a game changer. If it's cheap and light, that's another thing. And it has an okay battery life. As long as it's not like, oh yes, I want to play Hitman VR 3 or Hitman 3 VR, and I plug it in, I load up one level, and then I'm going to recharge it. That's going to be no good.
Yeah.
I want it so I can have it in bed as well, and just the wife's there, and I can just stick something on and be like, oh, do. I don't know, but yeah.
Time will but tell.
Tetris, and play Tetris on it.
Yeah. The way forward, it's not as good on the Quest, unfortunately.
No, is it? Is there a version on the Quest?
Yeah, it's very cartoony. No, cartoony is the wrong word. It's more like
they could get a Tetris effect on there, or if you give it, they could put Tetris effect on there. That should be the one they should put on there.
That's the one that's on there, but it's just.
Oh, is it? Okay.
It just doesn't look as good as the PlayStation VR.
I mean, technically, obviously, the PlayStation 4 is still more powerful than the Quest 2.
Yeah.
So, and in fact, probably Quest 3, I would guess. Well, but the thing is, obviously, the Quest VR headset obviously has to render everything twice, so that's why it has to be low powered. But well, we'll see. Anyway, hopefully 3S coming out, and if you're listening, Meta, make it £300 or less. Yes. £250 would be great.
So by hopefully our next episode, we'll have a PS5 Pro. We'll hopefully
have one.
you know.
Yes, we'll have it announced.
We'll have new games on the State of Play for the PlayStation event, and then we're nearing, or Apple has just launched their iPhone 18, is it, or something? So
no, it's not that much, is it? 16, 17?
16, not sure. Same shit, different day.
Yeah, basically.
But hopefully we may have some game announcements on that, so we'll look into that. And then, as I said, the upcoming Meta event. So
yeah. So and obviously building games. Yes, we forgot to do building games as well.
We'll get onto that. So
that'll be episode 61.
Yes. Yeah.
Building games. Right.
Yeah.
Focusongaming.co.uk. Please leave us a review and a like and subscribe and all that kind of thing on Facebook.
Share with your friends.
Yeah. Share the podcast with your friends. Don't share other things.
Don't share with your friends.
Unless you are friends with benefits, but still share the podcast.
I'm not sharing with you, Duncan.
No. All right, and on that note,
till next time.
Bye.
Bye.